Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another Gemstone Legends video. People were pretty happy with the video that I did showing 5 rare heroes that I thought were worth consideration. I was trying to focus on ones that people didn't know about and weren't talking about as much. And I thought I would take the same concept and do that for epic heroes. I think this is going to be a 3-part video where I focus on 5 at a time because the epic category has a lot of good heroes in it. So I want to start off with the ones that I think are the least well-known and highlight some situations that they can be good in and help to broaden the understanding in the Gemstone Legends community for which heroes can be better than people might realize. In this game, if you're new to this game or haven't yet tried it, any hero can be ascended to 6 stars, which is the highest level. So that gives a lot more utility to rare and epic heroes that start as 3-star and 4-star heroes respectively. So you don't need legendaries to be competitive. It certainly helps, and those are the best heroes in the game, but there are a lot of heroes that you can make up, that you can do quite well with, and I want to try to broaden the understanding of what those heroes are. So yeah, let's jump into the video. So if you haven't tried Gemstone Legends yet, come check it out and play alongside me. It's another really fun and deep strategy RPG like Empires and Puzzles, but with some fun new twists, and a lot of people from Empires and Puzzles have already joined. Not only can you help out the channel by using the download link in the description of this video, but if you enter the code #Spock_2021 in the global chat, you can get a nice starter bonus including gold, gems, gold scrolls, and a free epic hero Elidor, all valued at about $50. Once you join, you'll also get access to a set of beginner events where you can earn another epic hero Soliana, a 5-star legendary set of equipment, which is what you use to boost the stats and performance of your heroes, and a platinum scroll for another epic or legendary hero in the game. Those links and codes are in the description down below. Just be sure to enter that code in the global chat after finishing the tutorial within 24 hours of downloading the game, and I look forward to seeing you all there. So first on the list is a hero that I don't have, but has definitely been on my radar, and that is Tassar, I'm guessing is how you pronounce his name. He is a healer, and again, if you're new to Gemstone Legends, you can see on the left, looking at the stats, that the heroes are built differently in this game than Empires and Puzzles. And because of that, the healing is typically a lot lower than you would see. And sometimes you see individual or healers that only heal individual heroes. And so that's what we have here. But when he's at max, so if you level him up with epic tomes, restores 43% of casters' max HP to an ally. Grants mana breath to an ally for 5 turns. So the key here is that restores 43% of casters' max HP to an ally. So if you build him to have super high HP, I think that he can be the strongest healer in the game. Now he's only going to affect single targets, but the AI in this game sort of functions that way, targeting individual heroes, especially if there's a color advantage, or if you're using a hero like Taunt, a hero with Taunt or something like that. These individual really deep heals can actually be extremely helpful. So as far as I know, he is going to give the biggest heal in the game, and you have control over making this even bigger because it's based on his HP. So if you equip him with gear that will drive his HP up as high as possible, he is going to be an extremely strong healer. Also grants mana breath to all allies for 3 turns at the start of each wave. And if I remember correctly, mana breath I think is giving 5 mana per turn. So not anything huge, that would be 5% of the full bar, but something that's nice to have, especially with that huge heal. Number 2 on the list is Violentina, which I think a lot of people can underestimate. And so she's got a pretty high base HP. Her main skill doesn't look like there's much going on. She's dealing damage to a single enemy based on attack, nothing more. As a part of that, the trick is all in her passive ability, which is recovers HP equal to 35% of damage dealt. So she's healing herself. And then once per battle, she can resurrect with 50% HP, which is pretty significant. So with percentage-based numbers like that, it makes sense to build for HP. And I don't think that this is a hero that you can use everywhere. This video is not based on trying to show the highest value heroes in all aspects of the game, but trying to shed some new light on heroes that you might be looking past in your roster. But healing for 35% of damage dealt, that one's going to be based on how much damage she's dealing. So this could be a good situation to try to boost attack and HP as much as possible. And then once per battle can resurrect with 50% HP. So she can kind of surprise you, and that revive always sort of catches me off guard. So there's some interesting stuff going on a hero. I think a situation where there is more than meets the eye, and I think she is worth looking into if you have her for those reasons. Number 3 on the list is Siegrin. Hopefully I'm pronouncing these names correctly. I've pulled her a few times in some of my summoning videos, and I've had comments like this, and just want to sort of follow up on that idea if you haven't seen those videos. But her benefit is just firing very often and having an interesting combination of active ability or special ability and passive ability. So deals damage to a single enemy based on attack, recovers 50 mana. So it doesn't sound like a lot on its own. 100% chance to inflict decreased defense on a single enemy for 1 turn at the start of her turn. So I would say that, it's random who's going to get the defense down, but that gives you a good target to focus on. She's going to deal higher damage because of that. She's going to gain mana, and if you can pair her with someone that can help with that mana gain, what's the name of it? Mana Breath, I think, is the one that I'm thinking of, or it's Soul Replenish. I can't remember which is which, but statuses that allow you to gain mana. And then she also has a cool pairing with, I forget which group she's in now. I'm not even going to try to say that name, but her ability restores between 60 and 70, depending on how much you have her leveled up to an ally. So that can be enough to fill up Siegrin's mana again, have her fire again, get that defense down going, and you can really build a team around those two. So let's go back to Siegrin, who I think is here. So yeah, a very interesting hero. Again, it's really not just about the special abilities, but sometimes the passives can be the thing that absolutely make the hero. In this case, it's definitely the combination of the two, and then thinking of synergies outside that, you can really have, looking at the name of her special ability, a rapid fire hero here that's doing a lot of damage in a few amount of turns. Okay, number 4 on the list is Ashe. There's a little bit of randomness to this hero, which is not always my preference, but I put her on the list because I have talked to other players in the game that really like that randomness, because, typically the skills that aren't going to be 100% guaranteed are because they're really good and they like taking that gamble, not getting it sometimes, but knowing if it lands, it's going to be really good. And I think that's the category she falls into. So if that's a play style that you enjoy, you should definitely check her out. Deals damage to a single enemy based on attack. This can go up pretty high to almost 300% attack. And then 50% chance to inflict stun on a single enemy for 3 turns. 50% chance to inflict silence on a single enemy for 3 turns. I think those would be separate enemies too. So that's, it's a random chance, but you have this possibility of sort of stun locking or silencing all these heroes. And then the passive, which makes me think of South Park, move along, sir. 50% chance to use her special ability on the next acting enemy at the start of her turn. So that's where that little turn sequence thing at the top of the screen comes into play. So she has a 50% chance for stun and silence each in her special ability, and then her passive is a 50% chance to use her special ability on the next acting enemy at the start of her turn. So that would be the full special ability. So with a little bit of luck, you can stun and silence a large part of the other team, and then you can build a team around Ashe here to capitalize on that. So you'd probably want to get her, build her like a sort of support hero and not worry about her damage so much, but go for high accuracy, even though the 50% chance is what happens first. So there's a chance 50-50 chance you miss that right away. And then the next check that it does in that sequence is based on her accuracy compared with the resistance of the target. So I would capitalize on, you can just build her up, tough with defense and HP with high resistance and try to keep her firing as often as possible. She definitely has a little bit softer stats as a attacking hero usually does, but you can sort of build her for support. And I think that can be a really good good method for her. And yeah, she's a very interesting hero if you like that style of play. And even if you're not quite sure if that's your thing, definitely worth checking out, because the potential to impact a large portion of the enemy team is definitely there. And last up on this part 1 video is Scarlet. So she's dealing damage to a single enemy, very high attack percentage, 100% chance to inflict bleed on a single enemy for 4 turns, 100% chance to inflict heal block. Those two kinds of things are a really powerful combination. The negative status like bleed, poison, or burn with heal block, because you can really eat away at them, and it makes it difficult to come back from that, especially if you have the team synergy to capitalize on it. The cool part is in her passive ability, as was true for a lot of these heroes. 100% chance to remove all positive statuses and inflict heal block on an enemy for 4 turns whenever she uses her special ability if this enemy is affected by immunity. So that's the only hero that I know of that can remove immunity and place statuses in the same turn, which is pretty powerful. It's only on a single target, mind you, but definitely something that is worth checking out. So 100% chance to remove all positive statuses and inflict heal block on an enemy for 4 turns whenever she uses her special ability if affected by immunity. So normally that would get in the way. It does block the bleed still, but you can still remove that and all other statuses and place heal block. So quite an interesting hero as well. Let me know what you think of this part 1 video. I want to do ideally 2 more parts to this, because I just think there are a lot of good epics in the game, and I think people get fixated on the same short list of them, and it's important to browse through the lexicon every once in a while, or even just your own hero roster, kind of see what your options are and start thinking about it, because there's a lot of potential to develop any of these heroes and build teams around them, and the sky's the limit for what sort of hero combinations and synergies you can come up with. So I'm hoping that this video will help people think a little bit more critically and openly about the heroes that are available in this game for that reason. So if you're interested in checking out the game and you're still watching the video at this point, the information is in the description, as I mentioned before. Not only can you help out the channel by using that code, but you'll get some free stuff, or by using the link, and you'll get some free stuff for using the code as well. So definitely worth checking out both the heroes and the game itself. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.